Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. How are my lovely spectators? I'm going to do another crafty video. Listen, it's some of the stuff that I do. So, I'm doing another one of these page kits that I get from the local company, not company, store around my way here, Scrap-a-Latte. And like I said in a couple of other videos, we get a challenge where we have to kind of mimic. It says here you can use other embellishments. So I have stuff here that I might be digging around through because I'm not quite sure just yet. But you must follow the sketch and use the papers that are included and other goodies. And there'll be a drawing on the day after June 23rd, which is when this is due back. So this layout is obviously a two spread, which I do enjoy doing a two spread layout. So it might be a little rough to kind of show you everything because it is two spread, but I will make the best attempt that I can. So I am taking out a few things. Taking out a ruler and a cutting pad. I'm taking out a paper trimmer. I'm taking out a corner rounder. I don't know if I'll use that or not. Just to get me started to create the layout and cut all these papers down to make the things that I want. We were provided with two solid pinks. I already kind of peeked in. And we were provided with a bunch of other scrap papers. Scrap in that they're not full sheets. We are asked to put at most, we're trying to put 1, 2, 3 photos that are 3x3 and 3 photos that are 4x6 in this kind of configuration. So I'm going to do the best to kind of lay that out. Using the theme of what is in here, so let's take a look at that and I'll show you that. Now these videos tend to go long, so if you want to hang around, awesome, thank you so much. If you want to speed through, by all means, go right ahead. But right now, this is what we're looking at. So, this is from Doodlebug, and it is one of the older collections that she's no longer. My Happy Place is what it's called, My Happy Place from Doodlebug, and it's got this house kind of theme. You've got the home, the iron, the plants, etc., the washing machine. You've got some cut aparts that can be utilized. I mean, they could easily be cut out and used as frames for the smaller pictures and, you know, cover up these items. I don't know what I'm doing. She provided some of the stickers, or the icons is what they call them. It's cut in half because, you know, we're getting this as a challenge and some of it is going to someone else. And we're getting these little elements to add, to embellish, and little hearts, flowers, and some a leaf, anyway. We're also getting this stuff from the same line, which is My Happy Place. So this has coffee mugs, and this is a solid, or solid-ish. It has the dots, but it reads as a solid in my book anyway. I'm going to put stuff to the side. I'll be bringing things in as I need them. These are the 2 pages that we were provided with in order to use as the background. They're just standard cardstock, my color cardstock. No particular special brand or anything like that. They're not textured, they're just as smooth, but they are of a good quality. We also have another piece that's green that reads like a solid to me. It has this design on it. I'm not sure what that's called. And on the back it has some bikes on it with some florals. So this is a very my home, my stuff kind of going on. My Happy Place. We have one sheet that has this lovely stripe on it and cut aparts on the back. So yeah, we have all of these items that we could use. When we have this other one, which is from the same, it's got this black and white, woo, which reads kind of diggy on the eyes, and the cars on the back. So when I look at this, I want to see what elements I like and how I'm going to utilize. So obviously the pink is going to be for the background. I do need a big swatch of some kind of color. So I think that I probably would want to use this stripe across. I'm thinking that because as I was looking at it, I might want to use these little pieces. So I might just cut it down here and figure out how that goes. And then, obviously, I don't know if it's that obvious, but I'm feeling like these little stripes here that are black and white on this, I'm going to use the back of this to mimic that. So I'm going to cut a couple of 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever, excuse me, stripes. And then, I don't know if I'm going to use this one as that thin, because I could just cut this down in half. I can cut this in half to use as the thin. I'm sorry, I keep going a little too low here because I'm on a smaller table, so I'm trying to remember to bring myself up. This like that, and then I could use this green one, this other one with the dots, possibly as a mat for a few of these items. And yeah, maybe even use this as a mat and put a photo on it. I'm not quite sure yet. It's a little busy, but if it's a mat, it's not a big deal. I don't know if I like anything here that I want to necessarily keep. So we might have a page that doesn't go utilized. Maybe, maybe not. So the only thing that I didn't mention, because I had one other thing, some embellishments from my scrap, my stuff, is these guys here. These are from the dollar store. These are those peel and stick tiles that they sell. And I thought that the colors went lovely. And the fact that we have flowers in here. So I think I'm going to use this as that anchoring element here. So I got to figure out how I'm going to cut it down. How I'm going to, because it looks as if maybe 6 inches are on this side. And then the remainder will be on the other side. But then it's not high enough. So I just happen to have 2 of them. So I will be trying to place this so that the seam is somewhere along this line here, so we don't see the seam too much. But yeah, so that's my plan. So I really need to start cutting down and making the base, and then I could tuck in all the embellishments, because I could use this craft rounder and round up some of these photo things. This is rounded here, that's why I thought about that. And yeah, so we're just gonna jump into cutting up some stuff. So I'm gonna take away the cover, the plastic page. I'm gonna leave this as high up as I can so that we can still see it. This is just gonna hold it there. That's a water bottle. We are going to need to bring this in, but I'm not cutting this, so I'm not gonna put that on the screen. And we're going to need some strips. So I think that I'm gonna cut them about, let's say a 1/2 inch. Let's try that first. Yeah, I mean the cars are on the other side. I'm like, meh. So I'm gonna cut out about a 1/2 inch from each of them, and so that's an inch. I'm trying to figure out how this goes. That's also an inch. I don't quite know where the 1/2 inch. So I might just go, it might be 3/4 and just call it George. And I will just have it be under or behind the middle. Yes, I can change that up. I could also tear and add some texture with that. So I'm gonna cut 4 strips of this to use. So this is gonna be 1. I'm going to move it back up to this marker here. So I don't have an actual measurement, but we'll just, they'll all be more or less the same. 2. And I won't be using the full strips on some of these things, but that's okay. We always have, you know, waste, so to say, you know. It's part of paper crafting. I think that's where we get ourselves in trouble, when we don't want to throw away our wastes. So now, just upon doing this, I'm even thinking that I might be able to do a couple of the mats for some of the pictures. So this might come back out in a minute. All right, now this part here, the black part, I'm going to use this stripe. So first I'm going to cut off the branding strip. So let me take care of that, and that should give us a 12 by 12 shape. And then I'm going to basically cut it in half. So normally you would, you know, kind of go upwards against it, but it's such a small little piece. I'm just going to throw this out. And now I'm going to extend the arm, okay? Let me get this guy out the way. Now, it is directional, and I want the direction to flow this way, right? I want it to go across this way. So if I were to say, oh, I want it that way, I would actually cut this incorrectly. So I want it to flow this way, the long way. So I need to turn it so that I have. So when you have paper that's directional, you got to be very careful when you're making your cuts. And I'm going to go up to 6, right there. And make sure that it's hitting the top, and from the bottom, which you can't see, I'm pushing up against the fabric, the paper. Now, the only thing that may not happen is that this is not going to match exactly. If that is something that truly, truly, truly bothers you, you could shorten it down. So I might be able to do that. You see how it doesn't match completely? And since it's under here, you're not going to see that seam. And I don't even think I need the whole paper. So this is what I mean. Let me show you. If I place this here to start, and I want this guy to be from top to bottom, and bottom to top over here, right? Whatever is under here, I'm going to have extra, and I could probably place it over here on this side. So we're going to see if that kind of works out. So I'm going to go and look at this and say to myself, okay, it looks like there's 6 over here. Let's do some measuring. So these tiles, excuse me, are approximately 8 by 8. They're squares. So it looks as if I have a lot more on this page. Like this is where the middle is. So I'm going to need to figure that out. So I can do a 5. If I do 5, then I need this to be the rest of it. So just about 7, a little over 7. And that means I would have a little over 4. So, gotta do some math. Gotta do some math. Okay? Yes, paper crafting involves math. Some people like to eyeball it, but if you're trying to get it in a way, such a way that it's precision in terms of you have limited, because there is limited. I don't have another piece of this in my stash. So if I were to cut this to, let's say, 6.5, that means that I would have 6.5. Well, this is 12, and this is 8. So 12 and 8 is 20. The 2 sheets are 22. Yeah, so that's not going to work. We're going to need to use both pieces of these, and I will cut some of it away to use as a mat. So let's take care of that first. Let's do a 4 by 6 over here. Okay, 4 by 6, 4 by 6, 3 by 3. Let's do 3 by 3. So what I mean by that is that this I know is 6. I cut it at 6. So I'm going to go to 3. And I'll be able to get a couple of little small mats out of this. So I'm going to get some mats here. And let's just prepare that. These are for 3 by 3 photos. Now that means that I might have to cut down the photos slightly. So I have 2 mats for the photos. Somehow they're off, but that's okay. It's nothing's perfect. What did I do incorrectly here? I don't know. Okay. So that's another piece of scrap. So we've got 2 mats. And I've got this one for one side. Now where's the other one? The other one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the same amount. I'm going to cut off the 3 inches. And I'm going to have 2 more mats. I don't need necessarily, but this little thing for the title might be something that I might want to put. Okay, and now I'm going to do another 3 and cut these down right away. And 3. Oh, it's slightly off. It was white. I didn't see that quite. So a little sliver came off. Okay, so, oh, Charlie. Oh my goodness. It's stuck in there. let's see this. That's probably not the smartest thing that here we go. Okay. And hashtag stuff happens. So now I have those, and because I am going to use both of them, yes, I am the one where it shall be bothering me if it does not match up precisely. So where was I seeing how it could match? Is this the only way? No, see, it won't match if I do this. Okay, so I need to cut off this and I need to cut off that. So let's do that first. So we're going to cut down this white line. Okay, could use this for banners on the bottom because there are some banners there. So we never throw anything right away that's pretty substantial size. And now with this one, let's just make sure we're matchy, matchy, matchy. So we're cutting this guy over here off. So we're going to go over here. And again, I'm lining up with inside the trough. I can see this little piece here, and I'm lining that up. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so I have those base pieces there. Now I want to tackle this because it is they're matchy, but they are still different. There's a little more flowers over here than in there. So I think I want to keep those flowers lower, and I want to keep those flowers higher. If you see what I'm saying, okay? And I need to put more of this on one side. So I think that since this is 8 inches, I'm going to cut this at 2. Okay, so now I gotta be careful because I'm cutting it at 2. I'm looking at the line to line up to this because I'm not going to be counting this piece of white plastic. That's the backer, so I have to be very careful that I'm not pressing on that. I'm not making things crooked, etc. Okay, when I feel confident, I'm going to just go for it. Okay. Now, I have the 2 pieces there. And I need to do that again. And so I have a lot of the flower down here. I want to make the flowers be up there. So I'm going to cut again another 2 pieces to match. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So we're going to bring that straight to here so I can see the line underneath. So I'm matching at the 2 with the sticker, not the white. And now I'm going to cut off that part. So now I have those 2 done. And I have these strips done. All I need to do is this one here. And so since this is not really great for a mat, and I have more potential with this, I'm going to cut this in half. So I'm going to measure to see that this is 4 inches. So I'm going to cut it at 2. And it's going to go across both. All right? So I'm lining it up to 2 down here, and there we go. All right, so now we have a lot of the pieces ready, set to go to put for the base, and then we can start to decorate. Okay, here are all my elements. I'm gonna take the extras right now off the table, including those little mats for now, and let's focus on laying out the background. So here we go. We've got these 2 pieces and this piece is here. Okay. And this is a possible banner, so we're not going to use that right now. You can use any kind of glue that you want to adhere. This is fantastic because it's already got adhesive to it. And this over here, we have this going on, right? So I'm going to lay them out. I want to match the edge. Now let me take this out of my, let's see how far I can bring this up because I really do want to see, for you to see the lining up of everything. But my table is just not, let me see if I can raise you just slightly. I don't know if that's going to help enough. No, not quite. Okay, well, I do apologize for that, but we get the gist of it. So I have the tops matched up and the bottoms matched up so that I can figure out how this is going to lay. So these are going to go across here. Right now I'm just getting a visual. This is going to be over here all the way to the end, and yes, there's that gap, and now I'm thinking I might need to adjust because I did not remember. See, this is what happens, right? Hashtag fail. I forgot completely that this was cut at a certain length. So we're going to adjust in a minute. Anyway, so let's just go like this. We have this, and this is going to go here, and then this and this will be here, and then this, ooch, this, okay, and this. So we're going to be able to cut some of these off and use them. And if anything else, I have another one over there. That's not a big deal. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to plant these guys down appropriately. Then plant these guys down. And then we'll deal with this snafu that I made. So it happens, right? So let's adjust. I'll show you what I'm going to do to fix that. Okay. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the green one and use that as my anchor and build from there. I have some foam tape, which I'm not going to use for this. I do have some double-sided. I also have adhesive, wet adhesive, and glue dots, which I'm going to take out for a minute. I'm not going to use it right now, but I am going to use this, and hopefully I have enough to get the backing down. Okay, so we want to see a little bit, but we don't necessarily want to see that much of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a strip on the bottom and a strip on the top of my green. I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to figure out how I want this to lay, how much space do I want, and I'm going to place it down, line up the edges, and hopefully, being manufacturer edges, this should be nice and square. Now I'm going to take the other one and place it next to it. Okay, so now if you notice, I'm seeing that I'm a little short, but it doesn't matter because there's going to be other elements on top. So that one I'm not going to stress. Okay, let's put some adhesive again. I'm just running it all the way the length down. I'm making sure that my edge here is matching, and my paper is nice and tight to each other. I'm going to match to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to match to this edge, and I'm going to let it go flat to the perfect edge there. Okay, so that looks good to me, right? Seems as if on both ends we have the same amount. Now, the drawing also called for you to have some of this down here. It is kind of basic. What I think I want to do is I'm going to just see how it looks. I'm going to do a little tear just to add some texture to the page and some roughness, I guess, because everything is so straight lined, which I do love. I love a lot of my pages do tend to be very how do you call linear and square and neat, but sometimes I want to try to rough things up. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the tape runner again, and I'm going to run it down the edge, and I'm going to again go over here to my edge, and I'm going to just drop it so that the natural edge will match up. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now you'll notice that I have the white visible. So for you to see that, we want to make sure we're going the same way. you need to pull away. So what's in my thumb is what I'm going to be using. And when I pull it away, that white is going to show. If you do it the other way, you will not get the white, but you will get the tear. And that happens because a lot of papers are white core. So the interior. Some papers are fully the color of whatever ink you're using, whatever color it is, rather, whatever ink they use to make the paper. I don't know if like years ago there was something called coordinations, and I know that I have some of that in my stash, where it was a paper that had a different core, and you could like emboss and like what it is called, stress it, stress it out, and you would be able to get it. So see how I have the white, but on this side I have no white, but I do have a textured edge. I could totally use this as well, but I'm not in this case. But that's what the difference looks like. So yeah, so let's put some tape on this one. Let's make sure everything lines up nicely over here. Again, top and bottom. And this is pretty close. Oh wow, look at almost, yeah. I love when that kind of stuff happens. See how it just like perfectly lined up, like it matches. It doesn't matter because it's gonna be covered, but still, it was like, woo, phenomenal. All right, so now the next thing that I want to do is I want to attach this one, but I think I'm gonna attach this first, and just leave this one, how do you say, untouched, so to say. I don't know if that would make it too high. No, I think that would be a good positioning for that. So I'm going to leave this one untouched. And I'm going to put the adhesive there. I'm going to make sure that it tacks up straight up against the green, so that I know that it's going to match on the other side. Okay, let's see here. There we go. And now this one, I can attach. Again, pushing it up against this, pushing it to the edge over here, and then making sure that it goes smoothly across. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's see here. Does this have that fantastic matching? But it doesn't matter because you won't see it. But let's just see. Let's just see. Oh my goodness. We're going to do it just because. It's very close. Put one strip of tape down. Again, matching. Well, I'm matching it even though I'm going to use... I need to do it on this one because it was slightly off. So now these two match. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. We're just going to let it fall. And then we're going to place this one. Now, of course, I cut it. I want these to match going across, so I need to make sure that I put it there. Like that. Okay. Let's... Oh my goodness, I ran out of these guys and I don't have another one. So we'll be using an alternative method because I will not be trying to keep you waiting while I search and hunt. So we're going to use double-sided tape on this. So we got like that, and we go like this, and when we pull this off, we have tape that we can now take down our project. Okay, since we know it all matches, we're going to go over here to the edge. Can you see the edge over here? Sorry. To the edge. Got to keep checking my viewfinder. And we're going to place that like that. Oh, well, sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you thought. Alright, now I do need 2 more strips, so let's take a minute to do those strips of the black and white. So again, I use that as an edge to remember what I do, what I've done, and I'm going to cut one piece and a second piece. Where is it? There we go. And it will not be the last you see of this guy. Okay. And we are going to tear. So we're tearing to mimic this one. So this was clean, and the top edge will have the white tear, so that there's a top and bottom that kind of goes together. And then we're going to contend with that other piece that I messed up not measuring. And then you know what? How long have we been together? Half an hour. Wow. So, I mean, I think I might just stop the video here at half an hour and maybe do a part 2 of the top layer. I don't know. So, we shall see, because I do not want to make people feel like, oh my goodness, this woman has always got such long videos. But guys, I do things that take time. And I hope that you're enjoying. Maybe I've given you or said things you've heard before if you're a crafter. And if you're not a crafter, maybe it's like, oh, okay, that's how they do that. And you know what? It's all fun. It's all fun. It's just to get stuff done. It's just to pass the time. And hopefully you'll come back. So if you do stay to the very end, leave me a little casita, a little house, at the in the comment section, because remember, this is about the house, and I will be doing some house stuff in terms of here. So now this is the fun part, because this is much wider than, and this is really a weird one. This is like, where did this come from? This is like super thick. Okay, we need to find a scissors, because this is too thick. Too thick. Okay, let's see. Okay, I have some scissors here. These are some Temu scissors. Let's see how they survive cutting through sticky stuff. And then I'll have to clean them. Because, you know, if you want to cut through sticky stuff, you need like titanium, I think it is, or Teflon coated. Like a Tim Holtz kind of situation. I think he's got the market on that. I'm not sure if he's the only one that does it, but yeah. So now I got them like halfway. This is much better. I'm going to put it towards the end over here, and I'm going to put it on this side over here, kind of to the end. Okay, so I need another little piece about here's, and to cut it. So yeah, it's already getting gummed up. I could feel it on the scissor, so I'm gonna have to take some alcohol later and clean these guys up so that they can be used for a future endeavor. So I think we are gonna almost be done. Once I get these on and we fix my boo-boo, I'm gonna stop and you'll have the base made. So maybe it'll inspire you to make a page using this these kind of layout. I don't know. So okay, almost. The other thing I don't like about this one is like super thick, is that it leaves these like boogers because it balls up if you don't cut it, like, and then this is like in your way. Okay, so let's line everything up again like we did before. We're lining everything here, and now we're going to take one of these guys. I forgot. Oh, this one has a booger here too. Okay, and we're going to try to not mess it up, because this is much more sticky at first placement than the tape runner that I was using. So that's another reason why I should probably calm down. So let me bring this over. We're going to line it up here to the edge, and I want to feel that I'm there. I want to see that I'm at the edge. I'll place it down and kind of do the same thing, just letting it drop. Oh, wow. So much trauma for that. Let's see. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out if I have any boogers on this one now. Okay, so I'm going to take off these tapes on this side, and we're going to line it up. Ah! And, there we go. Alright. And it should line up nicely with here. But we're going to focus on it being up here. So if there is an issue and it doesn't quite, it's going to be okay because it is behind things. See that? I don't like that. That's not a that's a problem. That's I don't know. Well, I think it's far enough away that it won't be. See what I'm saying? You do your due diligence and you still have stuff like that happen. Anyway, okay. Now, how do we fix this situation here? Basically, is the next problem we have going on. So, what I think I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna contend with this side. I just need it to be like up to here. Let's see, and then this would be able to cover. So it's almost like I just need, I don't know, I need an inch. I think I need an inch. So this was 8, I cut off 2, which makes this 6. I need to cut off 1 more inch. So I need to cut this and this one to 5. And then we're gonna roll with it, people. We're gonna just see what happens. And then I'll let you go if you haven't already left me. Alright, so I already cut this edge, and that's the edge that I want to continue to cut. So I'm trying to match up the 5, but remember here that the 5 is the sticker that I'm trying to match up, the 5. Okay, you know what? I don't want to mess up the lining up. So I think I'm gonna put them together. Okay, here we go. To the 5. To the 5. Make sure that this edge is good. Even if I'm not exactly at the 5, right? I'm trying to make sure that I don't have one be more than the other. Okay, let's roll up. Let's roll the dice, cross our fingers, knock on wood, all that good stuff, and go with it. Okay, so now this we're gonna use on the other page. Whew, okay, so we will have some more cutting to do because this is going to be way more than we need. So we can put this here. I think it needs to be higher. I think the bottom one needs to be full. Yeah, I would like to have at least one full because the photos will be under there. How will that look? Within the photo, with the plants, or should I center? Oh, decisions. 6. Yeah, it needs to be like that, so. Okay, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it, people. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put it here at the edge, match it up to the edge, and I'm gonna place it down. Okay, and then I have to cut that off, but I'll freehand that. Actually, let me put the backing so that I don't get stuck to everything. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on the top. I'm going to line it up, and boom. There you go. And I'm gonna put the backing there so I don't get stuck on everything. There we go, people. Look at that. Okay, so how did I fix my situation? Because I'm going to now take the piece that goes with the other piece. So it's this one goes there, match. It's like a puzzle. And this one goes here, like that. So I'm gonna put that one down at the same height. So I'm looking down here on my edge, straighten it up. And I'm going to Not move the paper. That would be helpful. Not move the paper. I'm going to match this right here. Like that. And woo, there you go. While I'm here, I'm going to look for the one that goes with this. Is this one the one that goes with it? Yes. And I'm going to continue and put that one as well. And then it covers that little bit, which was exactly what we had to do. Okay. So, these tiles are super forgiving. There you go, people. So now I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I know it matches up, so I'm not going to be worried. I'm going to go here. There. And this one here. Uh-oh. Slightly off. What's going on? You know what? I'm going to do this. So here. So we have another situation. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I could blame my tools. That's totally possible. But I'm going to do that. And then what I can do is I can just easily just snip that off. And then we will have a nice flowing page. Like that. So, there is our background. Let me try to see if I can pull this up enough. It has been 41 minutes. And thank you for watching. I will be cutting these off. And then I'll be playing with the layers. Maybe I'll do it in a second video. So, thank you so much for coming. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye.